So look, when in doubt, the forces above will bail you out. We got the patron request from Mouse. He says, how influential is luck in a fight or a servant debate? Can good luck save a servant with mediocre or bad stats in a gauntlet of powerhouses? Can they provide assistance from the outside? By the way, if you haven't already, make sure you guys sign up for the Patreon. You get access to early content and priority on your request. All right. So we've been through this topic somewhat before from an overarching standpoint when we were talking about parameters and how much they matter in general. And I will say, just based off of that video, most people think that they're nonsense. I will say that there was a few here and there that do believe they have some degree of meaning, but the general consensus, at least from what I saw, they think it's just there to be there. And that goes for luck all the same. So what we're going to do here is we're going to test that theory. We're going to look at the highs and lows of the luck from different servants and see how that kind of measures into their character as a fake counterpart. Does it stand up? If we look at people like Cú Chulainn, for example, we know that luck is something that's directly determined by how that servant's life went. So if they were lucky in real life, or if they had a bunch of circumstances where it seemed that it just panned out for them, then their luck will be higher. And then you have the opposite. If it seems like they were unfortunate time and time again, their luck will be of a lower scale. The common person that we look to for this is Cú. It's the well-known community meme. Cú has E-rank luck, and because of this, it's often considered that this is why he gets shortchanged in most of his fights, or just circumstances that involve him in general, like him taking his own life in UB-Dub. But it feels like a lot of people forget that Cú actually was unlucky a lot of times in his life. I mean, just think, he was forced into a battle with his foster brother Ferdiad. He was forced into a battle with his son and didn't even know it was him and had to take him out. He had multiple curses on him that led to his downfall during his life. He got a hold of Maeve and decided to let her go, being the good guy, and she still plotted on him anyway, which later led to his demise. It's a lot of things. Does that make it any less funny? Absolutely not. Cú's E-rank luck is hilarious, but it is noteworthy. The first person we're going to be taking a look at is Sansa, and she actually has EX luck. Sansa being well known for her role in the Journey to the West, where she was not only able to reach enlightenment, we're not even supposed to be able to summon her, but she also uncovered over 600 Buddha scriptures. Out of everybody that looked for them, she's the one that came up with these kind of results. If you recall Camelot, where she had her bout against Mordred in the adaptation rendition, she was able to neutralize Mordred's phantasm with her Buddha palm. Mind you, that Sansa isn't even supposed to be a fighter, and meanwhile Mordred, even at her worst, is supposed to be one of the best fighters to exist. She's a knight of the round, and yet Sansa, in part with her luck alone, was at least able to come up with a tie with somebody of that stature, despite her not being a fighter and despite her being downgraded. Let's hop over to the bottom half. We have people with E-rank luck. Emiya, and this is actually kind of funny because it's not just him, it's Emiya Alter, it's Kirisuga Assassin. All of them have E-rank luck, and I'm pretty sure you guys know why. It's mostly based after the point where they made their contracts and it didn't work out. So now all of them being doomed to an existence that they normally wouldn't even want or advocate has brought their luck down to some of the lowest on the scale that you could possibly have. As far as how this goes in battle, I don't necessarily believe any Emiya to be lucky. I think they're skilled. I'm trying to figure out where the luck comes in, because when they're supposed to go, they go. When Emiya tried to block the shadow in Heaven's Field, his Ro Ayas didn't save him just because he was Emiya. He died. Sounds accurate to me. When he blocked Cú's phantasm, that's not luck, that's skill. That's a lifetime's worth of hard work, and he wouldn't have been able to do that again. You could call it luck? I don't think so, and it doesn't look like it either. But if you want to reach, maybe. We got Sherlock Holmes with his luck being A++. Sherlock, for example, is one that could be subject to a lot of skepticism. On one side, we know that Sherlock was always on the person that he was after, like heavy. But on the other end of the spectrum, I feel like this is an insult to his work. You gotta realize that Sherlock is the type of person to snort powder to put himself in the frame of mind of the villain just to catch him. That's not luck. That's dedication. So a part of me feels like there is a bit of a stretch in the way that his luck is perceived, but I feel like this is more so highlighting how successful he was in his investigations overall, because most people wouldn't be able to catch the people that Sherlock hunted down. You also have to consider that no matter how lucky he was, that shouldn't be enough for him to be placed in the ruler, but it was, and also his ability to survive. Now we do know that Sherlock does have that thing going on, so you can base his survival in that, and Sherlock does know how to fight. He does have hands, but even Sherlock's hand shouldn't be enough for him to be on the front lines the way that he was, going against Sigurd, surviving against people like Canis. I mean, what he's doing is really wild, but again, you can chalk that up to the elevation of his graph, which is just another thing that can be pulled from his success in his background, or his luck in his background. So working our way back to the bottom, we have yet another one that may surprise you, King Hassan. King Hassan actually has E-rank luck. This is interesting because nothing that goes on with Hassan would peg you to think that his luck is low. It's almost to say that he doesn't need luck. He's gonna bury you regardless with the fate. Saving Cursed Arm Hassan at the last minute, giving up his grand title, and literally having no difference at all. He was supposed to be downgraded. You can't tell. Looking back at his life, there's some unfortunate circumstances like Alamut Castle being raided, but I feel like that's less of bad luck and more of just the nature of the beast. It was bound to happen eventually. But if you think about all the things that he's done up until that point, everything that he's built, the mythos surrounding his name, and the birth of the assassins in general, I don't feel like there's anything unlucky about that, because there's many people that tried to be Hassan and failed miserably. They tried to start their own groups. They follow in the same faith as him and wasn't nearly as blessed. Out of all the ones so far, this is the one that's the most afflicted. Moving back up to the A rank, we have both versions of Shiki Ryogi. Shiki is an OC character, so things are a bit different here, but even by the nature of her background in the story itself, her ability to survive a fatal accident, how many people can pull that off? And not just that, but out of all the people that her line tried to accomplish this with, she was the one that had the connection to the root, and she also was granted with one of the only pairs of mystic eyes in the verse, period. If that isn't lucky, I don't know what is. Edmond Dantes, his luck is unquantified. If you've been through Monte Cristo, Edmond is a person that has been set up, had his girl taken, has been in a cell literally begging for death, lost everything that he had. His father passed without him having any ability to do anything about it, to becoming one of the richest people to walk the face of the earth, finding the Monte Cristo treasure, meeting with the priest Faria, getting revenge on the people that did him bad. His luck is very rampant. He's actually one of the only servants in the franchise with an unquantified level of luck, and if you look at his fake counterpart, he's definitely fitting the mold. Remember, Edmund is a regular man, and as a servant, he stands with some of the best there is. Shouldn't even be that high, but if you go based off his life, his fate could go any direction. And then you have people like Siegfried, for example, was set up, and one of the most unfortunate things of all is that his entire body was protected by immunity, and he has one spot where he could get hit at, and somehow somebody hit him. That's pretty unlucky. It honestly defeats the whole purpose. And of course, you know you're gonna have the guys that come out and say, well, how was his luck so low if he beat Fafnir and got the treasure? You could say he was lucky for beating Fafnir, but again, I think that's where people confuse luck with skill. Just because he has feats doesn't mean they were lucky feats. He could have easily died just like anybody else. And if you look at his fake counterpart, we see that this directly translates, because unfortunately his character had to take the back seat so we could watch Sig and Joan nearly sell the entire series. It doesn't get any unluckier than that. Are you kidding me? I feel unlucky just talking about it. And justice for my man Siegfried. They did you bad. You know, initially I was gonna say that most of these are sound, but honestly, it's pretty 50-50. It's RNG. I'm not gonna lie. To the point where you could look at this as a bailout. It feels like it exists only when the author remembers to incorporate it. I don't think they're writing with luck in mind. It's more so if they need something to make sense, the luck is there, so that person having bad or pure good luck, okay, it makes sense for this person to go down. But then on the other side, there's definitely plenty examples where you can see it in effect even outside the ones I mentioned, and it can make or break a situation, and it doesn't have to be just fighting. Again guys, seek and you shall find. You can be the guy to look for the weirdest servant luck combination and make up some weird headcanon why it doesn't work, and you'll probably find it. But when it comes to luck being a real thing, it definitely exists, even if that's not all the time. I mean, that's just the way luck is anyway.